What's up, guys? My name's Ian.
And I'm Ashleigh.
And we're Gearheads here at Backcountry.com. So there's obviously a lot of different options for sleeping bags out there. So to help you guys sort through it, we've broken them up into 3 broad categories of car camp, overland, and backpacking. And we've dropped timestamps so you can get to the one that you think would suit you best. And hopefully we can help you find the sleeping bag that works best for you.
Before we get into that, we're going to go over some quick terminology that'll help make your shopping significantly easier.
All right, Ashley, so let's talk a little bit about what goes into a sleeping bag, what keeps it insulated. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, sleeping bags are usually insulated with either down or synthetic fill. The down is my preference because it's lighter, it's easier to pack, and it does keep you a little bit warmer. Synthetics are also great. They keep you warm when they're wet. Down will not. But it is also a little bit bigger and harder to pack. Okay, Ian, sometimes you see in the description there'll be fill power versus down fill. Can you get into that a little bit for us?
Yeah, so fill power is referring to the loftiness of the down itself. Basically, how much down is needed to achieve the temperature rating that you're shooting for. So a higher fill down, such as some in the 900 to 1,000 range, you're going to need less of that to make it as warm as, say, a 600 fill down sleeping bag. So generally a little bit lighter. Fill weight refers to the amount of material needed to achieve that.
Right on, thanks.
Yeah, why don't you walk us through the temperature ratings, like what can you expect from a sleeping bag?
So you'll see a temperature rating, it might say 15 degrees or it might say minus 15 degrees. Just when you see that, just keep in mind that that's the lowest possible temperature that you can stay warm in. It does not mean that you're gonna be comfy and cozy, so if you really wanna know how you can stay warm, just make sure to add about 10 to 15 degrees to your temperature rating on your bag. There's lots of different shapes of sleeping bags. Can you talk to us about those some?
Yeah, so double bags, as you might expect, are double the width of a standard sleeping bag. You can fit 2 people in there, or you and whatever accessories you might want to keep while you're sleeping at night. Mummy bags are the type you see that kind of fit the body shape. So they have a hood, keep your head warm at night. They taper down at the feet, just keep you nice and tight and insulated. Generally a little bit lighter because they're cutting down on that material. And then rectangular bags are just a standard rectangle. They usually don't have any sort of head covering. They're just for your body. Super versatile. You see them a lot in car camping scenarios. All right, so now that we have some of that terminology out of the way, let's dive into the products themselves. So the first bag we're going to talk about is our top pick for car camping. So car camping, you're generally expected to drive up, not going very far. You're going to pitch a tent, and then you're going to have a restful night's sleep in your awesome sleeping bag. So the one we have picked for this is the Marmot Trestle 15. So this is it's rated at 15 degrees, but as we mentioned earlier, you generally want to bump that up if you want to be comfortable. So this one actually has a comfort rating of 27.3 degrees Fahrenheit, and it achieves that with synthetic insulation. Synthetic insulation means that you can use this in damper climates, you can use it when it's warm. Really, it's just a do-it-all sleeping bag for your car camping needs. And on top of that, you get a really robust 70D polyester outer shell, which means that you can put this bag through the ringer. You got a dog in the tent with you. It gets wind blasted by sand or anything like that. It's not going to start degrading.
How big is this bag?
So it packs down pretty small. It's not going to be the same size as a UltraLite backpacking bag. In the regular size, it gets down to 9 by 13 inches. So it's not going to take up a ton of space in your car, leaving you plenty of space to bring whatever else your adventure requires.
Ian, what shape is this bag?
So this is a mummy bag, meaning it gets a little bit narrower down at the feet and also has a hood. So on those colder nights, you can pop that hood up. And along with that hood, you get a cool little stash pocket. So anything you really want to keep close at hand while you're camping, you can shove in there. Just super convenient to have, nice little feature on the side.
Oh, that's awesome. I always lose my phone in my tent, so that'd be super helpful to have.
Yep, been there. Yeah, so that's our Marmot Trestles 15 bag. Awesome bag for car camping. Next, we're going to jump into that Overland category. Ashleigh, what do you have for us?
The next bag up is our Kelty double wide Tru.Comfort bag. It's a 20-degree synthetic double sleeping bag.
Yeah, what kind of situations are you going to be using this bag in?
Yeah, mostly you would use this whenever you're camping in your vehicle. You could also use it on your rooftop tent. And of course, this isn't just for overlanding. This can be for car camping as well, but it is one of the top ones in our overlanding category.
So how warm is this going to keep you?
This is a 20-degree bag, so I would expect to stay warm in 30 degrees or higher, but if you layer properly, you could definitely get away with the 15 degrees.
Okay, right on. So great bag for sleeping in your car. Could I use this by myself, or does this kind of require 2 people in order to stay warm?
Yeah, you totally can stay by yourself in it, but since sleeping bags work by trapping heat, there's going to be a lot of dead space in that bag if it's, just one person. So you probably want to go with a single if at all possible, unless you definitely have 2 people.
Is this going to take up a lot of space in my car? I mean, how big is this?
It's pretty big. It's not meant to be super packable. It's a synthetic double sleeping bag, so it's just got a lot of volume and space to it.
Right on. How much does it weigh?
It weighs 9 pounds, 8 ounces, and it's a pretty big bag, but if you put it in a stuff sack, it goes down to 15 by 23 inches.
Any cool call outs on this bag, set it apart?
Yes, it has a zip-off top layer. That basically allows you to have a little bit more comfort. If you get too hot, you can zip one off. In colder temperatures, you'd want to keep it on so that you can stay as warm as possible. All right, and that was our Kelty Tru.Comfort double wide bag for overlanding. Ian, what do you have next for us in our last category, backpacking?
Yeah, so for backpacking, what we landed on is the Western Mountaineering UltraLite sleeping bag. So this is a 20 degrees down bag. That's really cool. It's great for taking out in the backcountry and keeping you warm at night.
Awesome. I've been really wanting to try that thing out. Do you know how much it weighs?
Yeah, it's a very light bag. So at the shortest version, which is 5 foot 6 inches long, it's a 1 pound 12 ounce bag. Going all the way up to the 6 foot 6 inch version, that's 1 pound 15 ounces. So it's not going to weigh you down at all while you're out on the trail. It's able to keep weight that low because it uses 850 fill down, which is a super high loft value. So you don't need a lot of insulation in order to achieve that temperature rating.
That's awesome. There aren't that many bags that have the 850 fill down, so that's pretty impressive.
Western Mountaineering actually gives you both a comfort and a survival rating. So if you want to be comfortable, keeping the temperatures above 25 degrees Fahrenheit is going to be where you want to stay. But it'll keep you warm and alive all the way down to 14 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's, a pretty solid temperature range to work with, no matter where you're going or what you might be facing. It's likely to keep you warm, especially if you have some extra layers to throw on.
Ian, I remember that fabric is really soft. Do you remember what it's made of?
Yeah, it's made of this, it's called UltraLite, which is very light, as the name might imply, and just nice and soft, but it's also durable. You don't want your bag falling apart while you're out in the backcountry. So this is gonna be light, comfortable, and just won't fall apart on you. All good things in my book.
Thanks so much for telling us about that Western Mountaineering UltraLite bag, Ian. I know that Western Mountaineering is one of the most premium sleeping bag makers out there, so if you haven't tried one yet, it's totally worth it. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, so that wraps up our best sleeping bag for 2024. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to get more awesome videos like this one.
If you have any questions, reach out to a Gearhead today. We'll see you out there.
See you out there.